Alright, welcome on back, faithful, to another tutorial. We are just about done with our torso build. Right now, we are working on the front section of the torso. This build in particular, or this video in particular, we're going to be doing this small section here at the bottom. Then the immediate build following that will be doing this upper middle section here. And then we're going to be talking about putting all of our pieces, so our two side pieces that we built, this bottom piece here, and we're going to be attaching them with these two pieces here. Just kind of for looks right now. They're textured, which we'll be inserting from the back here. Before I jump into that, the most recent build I did was this side chest piece right here. I guess like this is a front left pack around here. I didn't point this out inside that video, so I want to hit it real quick. On this piece here, when you go to trace this template out onto your foam, you're going to see this little shape right there, that kind of little squarish shape, which would be the lock right there on his chest. It's marked on here to cut that out. Don't cut that out. I'm sure if you've watched the video, you've kind of figured out that I didn't do it based on the fact there was no hole there. Instead, I cut a small V. So I left the cut that's initially there, and I cut a very small V. That reason is I can bring this piece up and fold it in and give myself that shape that I need, which you can see right here. I've cut it just to there. I did a back cut along here so it could take that entire kind of, I guess, squared off edge here and bleed into that rounded edge. So, wanted to hit that real quick. As for the one that we're working on tonight, again, I said we're going to be touching this piece right here. So this should be a really quick and easy build for us. I've gone ahead and I've pre-cut the pieces that I've needed. This is the shape that you're going to get here. Okay, so this is your template piece that you're going to have. If you don't know where the template pieces are, check the link below this video. I have a Dropbox link to all the pieces that I use for this particular suit of armor. Right now I'm working on a set for my wife. This is scaled down 10% of the standard file. Mine I left standard and it fits my chest just fine. She's about a foot shorter than I am, so as I said, shrunk it down 10%. Excuse me. Okay, for this piece here, there's a few unnecessary little cuts here it's going to tell you to make, which I'm going to rule out for you. It's got a small V-shaped cut there. Don't make that cut. It's got a small insert cut here. Don't make that cut either, okay? All that's going to translate to there is on the back of these little pieces here. You're going to draw a line that kind of bisects the entire shape. So follow this upper curve, that little kind of angled section there. Follow that midway through the entire running shape. You're going to cut a small trench through there, a small V through that entire shape. That's all that is going to translate there. If you see on these pieces here, we've got dotted line sections, which mean that they're going to be folded down. So that means on the back of this piece here, every one of these little fins here, you're going to mark with a line and do a small trench cut so that these pieces can be folded in like that. There, here, and here. As for where these little fins come together, you're only going to do an edge cut on 1, 2 of the pieces. So if you see here, the edge cut's kind of an angle-shaped piece right there. That means that this little section there has been cut at a 45-degree angle so that when this is folded down, it'll merge seamlessly with the piece next to it. So you've done it on this side here, right there, and on this edge here. So you can see there and there. They're both angle cut, as well as the trench cut that we've cut inside here. Did the same exact thing on this side. Got an angle there, an angle there. All my little trenches done. And then that little V shape here. For the center, you're going to do an edge cut on these little fin pieces here. So edge cut this one here, edge cut that side there, and then you're doing a small trench cut here, that entire shape, and there. For the bottom, this is going to fold in like this, so just a small trench cut there. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you real briefly, as is my custom. Okay, as I call a trench cut or a V cut, you'll take your pen, you'll mark out a straight line segment like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my box cutter. You want to make sure it's sharp, so if your blade is dull, snap it off so you got a nice sharp edge. You're going to go 1/8 of an inch past the line that you've drawn, make it at a 45-degree angle, cutting about halfway into the material. So give it about 2 to 3 pulls, flip it around, do the same exact thing on the other side. And as I said, what that allows is for this shape to fold and hold. Real great for making rounded corner pieces or really solidly right-angled sections. Get that size done there. Now I'm going to show you for an edge cut. When I refer to that, Pop the blade about that far out. You're going to start at the very top edge of this foam if it's squared off. Pull at a 45-degree angle into the foam like this. You'll probably pull 3 to 4 times into it, like this. Right there gives you a nice smooth cut, and that makes it so that a piece like this, you can merge seamlessly, just like that. Okay. All right. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Angel Legend, aka Spartan117, aka Eric Rolon. Nice to meet you. All right, here we go. So as I said, all those little dotted lines there, if it's just a dot, 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 that means it's a fold down. If it's dot, dash, dot, it means it's folded up. These are all dotted. All right, we're working with Loctite 5-second super glue. Best glue in the world for working with EVA Foam right now. And as I typically will let you guys know, I do reinforce all my seams with a hot glue gun. I'm running this at a low heat setting. This one you can switch in between. Reason for that is while the super glue will hold really well, the hot glue makes it so those seams will not go anywhere. Right, here we are. So we're gonna first off, we're gonna go ahead and build these outer sections here because they're gonna be the easiest to do. So we're going to do a little bead of glue right along the inside of our little trench cuts here. Just a small bead, you do not need a lot at all. Fold this up, press and hold, and while you're holding, I cut some little angular pieces of foam here, which I used to smooth that glue into that little crack there. Kind of disperses it so it dries quicker. Helps this piece come together faster. It kind of blends the glue onto both sides of that cut there, almost like a little shell. Okay, so there's the first little bend we've got there. We're just going to build it right around. You'll notice on this piece here in particular, we're not going to be using a heat gun. We don't need to for this piece here. The shape itself will force itself into the shape that we want it to. So once this piece is done, it will take on the look that the other front piece does. And then once you attach it to the side pieces, it will pull itself the rest of the way into the shape. So I like to call that kinetic tension that the shape has. Following around still, a little bit right there in this little trench section there. Hold it up and hold. Again, coming back, oh, I stuck it here. With our little smoother piece here, smooth that glue right on in. I want to thank you guys who have stuck with me thus far on this build. You guys have been phenomenal. Thank you for all the support. I do apologize that the videos have not, been coming to a week as I've wanted to. Holidays have been getting a little bit crazy, but I certainly do hope to have this done very soon, so you'll have the entire set of tutorial videos all in this playlist. And if you are starting off building a suit of armor, make sure and check back through the backlog of videos that are there. Find a good starting point. I would recommend starting with the biceps or the shoulders. Those are going to be your your two base pieces. That's going to give you the best feel overall for this armor. I would not start with the chest, as it is quite a complicated one, as you can see by how many videos I have for the chest alone. Okay, if you can see what I did there, I merged that seam right on the edge. I'm going to do the same right here. So we're just going to do a little bit of glue right on this upper edge right there. When I attach it, I'm going to fold inwards a little bit. So we're going to press it in. I'm going to press like that. And I'm going to try and kind of fold upwards to make sure that that top seam gets super contact. And then smooth that glue out over that seam there so that it doesn't pop. And there's our first side right there. First side good and done. Typically, I'll go back through here and I'll reinforce all my seams with hot glue. I'm not going to do that right now because we're going to save time for the video. This is an open shape, so when this is all done, the back will be exposed. You can go inside there and glue it. If it was a closed shape, I would say glue every seam as you're building it. You want to make sure that you do reinforce every single seam. As well, as I said, the super glue will keep this piece from popping open inside the sun. That hot glue will make sure that the inside of that shape still retains a little bit of flex to it without popping the seams as well. Because where the hot glue will, like I said, it'll pop, the super glue will rip if it's torqued too hard. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and build this side now. Same thing as before, really quick and easy. Little bit of glue right in the center of that trench on one side of that V cut we made. Press it in, hold. And smooth that glue into place. Okay. Just like that. We're going to do the other two right there. Little dot. Alright. Going to be featured in a Christmas parade here actually in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully I'll get a video of that posted here. It'll be my third time with a different suit of armor each time in the parade. So hopefully we'll get a video of that posted up here. It'll be the Leapers Fork Christmas Parade here near Nashville, Tennessee. So make sure and check that out if you're in the area. All right. That pressed in, smooth this glue out. These little pieces that I cut here, these are typically just scraps from when I'm cutting out shapes like this. You'll always end up with little scrap pieces. I save anything larger than this, typically I will save to use for just small sections of armor, or if you have a small piece you can trace it onto. Save everything, but if it's smaller than this, typically I won't save it. So anything that's bigger than this, I'll save. Smaller, I won't. But I do tend to cut myself about 6 to 8 of these, which I'll save for this specific purpose here, to smooth these out, because you'll end up going through them pretty quickly, because they will get totally matted with this glue. Okay, onto the top here. Again, we're putting some glue right on this upper edge, right there. Real quick, press this in. And this only takes just a second to hold. Oh, I think my little cat Haru has found the video camera. Haru, what you doing? Oh, and he's gone. I do hope to have the rest of the videos done for this armor suit before December. I'm going to try my hardest to get at least 2 videos done a week for you guys. The next video should all but finish out the torso here. So it might be 2 videos left on the torso, and then after that I'll be hitting the rest of the helmet, and we should be near done on it. Oh, there it is, crazy kitty, bro. You leave that foam alone. Come on. Okay, so these 2 side pieces are done here. Before we go ahead and build these back sections here, I still have to make an edge cut on these pieces here. I haven't done that here, so I can show you the way to kind of hit these harder angled sections. Again, pull the blade about this far out here. Oh, leave it alone. Go on. Stick the blade right up inside that edge there and pull back at a 45-degree angle to the piece. And you'll probably have to make this pull maybe 3 to 4 times. Totally fine if the inside edge gets chattered up, because nobody's going to see this because it'll be merged with the next piece. Okay, this little side here, I would saw this kind of, so put it in there at the top and kind of saw the piece in there. Just like that. That's the easiest for small sections like that. And then keep pulling back into the shape. There we are. Boom. Oh, leave it alone. Here you go. Alright, as you can see, edge cut all along this here. Same thing on this side now. Sometimes it's tough doing the reverse on the opposite side of the piece, because you're making essentially reverse cuts. And I know probably most of us aren't ambidextrous to switch to your left hand to try and cut it. So I understand if it is hard. I got totally chattered up the inside there. As I said, it won't matter. Try and cut at a weird angle here. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, not too bad. Alright. Make that cut in there. And one more how to do it. Well, maybe one more. Here we go. Okay. So now, before I tuck these edges inside here, I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the inside bits here, because we want a slight fold inside there. Just a little bit of a fold, and that is, the reason for that is when we bend these in, we want that top piece to match up with this angle here. So a slight bend is needed for that to fit there. That's also why we angle cut this side here. Little slice up. So again, for a trench, just a little bead right along the middle of it there. Not a whole lot of glue required. Fold it up and in. You can kind of use the table to brace on itself if you have to. And once you get that to hold, we'll get our smooth piece here. You'll have to forgive my voice if it's a little creaky right now. I've been fighting off a bit of a sore throat the last couple of days. Alright, there we are. Got that set. Same thing on this side. Little bead of glue right through there. And fold it up and in. Here we are. Smooth all that in there like this. Okay. Now we got those, just the right bend that we want here. When this is attached, they will kind of pull out a little ways, which is totally fine because the entire shape then will have this kind of blanket fold look to it, which we want. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and bend in here, and we're going to attach to these upper sections right there, that little nod or node there. So again, right on this upper little edge, right on the very top corner there. Take this piece, pull it out, stick it in, and then fold up a little bit like that. That way that upper edge makes full contact. While it's holding here, smooth in that crack, just like that. That way when we fold this down, that seam won't pop. So we fold it down, boom, seam stays just where I put it. Okay, again on this little upper piece here, a little bit there, get a little close so you can see it here. Pull this out, stick it in and up like that. So I'm holding there. Smooth it in. If anybody's trying to figure out where to get Loctite super glue from, you can get it at Walmart. Just about any hardware store has it. I believe I have a link down below where you can order it online if you live out of the country. If it's not there, I'll try and find it and repost it. Okay, so that section's done there. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of glue on the inside here and kind of pinch in a little ways. So just a little bit. We don't want to go too extreme with this little inward pinch. We just want it to hold. So push in just a little ways. That should be just fine like that. Smooth all that in there. Okay. And onto this side now. Same thing. A little glue in there. Just a couple little beads of it. And be aware, if you're working with Loctite, you're gonna get some on your fingers. So just be mindful of that. It is kind of a hazard of working with this material, but this is the best stuff I've found for working with EVA foam, and it holds incredibly well. I put my suit through hell when I'm at the conventions, and working with this stuff, I've never had a problem. Okay, here we go. The rest of the shape now is about to fold all in. So we have that bottom fold there. We're going to go ahead and make that first, and then we're going to flex the rest of this whole thing into place. You can see how this here is going to match up with this here. That'll end up fitting right in here like this. So we're going to make, as I said, this fold here first. So a little bit right there. Fold it in. Hold there. And smooth in that little crack. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick this corner right there first. We're going to stick that to that inside corner right here. And then we're going to walk this shape right on down and in here. So, just a little ways. Hit it about an inch down this edge. So, give yourself about an inch to work with. Take it and right into that corner. Just like that. Again, we're folding up a little ways here. That way it makes full contact, and then smooth that glue right into place. And for any of you who are working on a suit of armor right now, please, I want to see your progress. Hop onto my fan page. You can find it in the link below this video. I want to see your progress photos, so please post them on the fan page. There's a link in my video down below here to Pretzel's Locker, which is where I pulled all my armor files from. So if you're looking to do pretty much any kind of Halo suit of armor, it should be inside that locker. So be sure and check there if you're looking for what are known as EVA Core files or EVA Foam files. And those are peppercore files that are modified with EVA foam in mind. So some of the unnecessary folds have been removed. Some pieces have been taken out because the foam itself and its thickness accounts for some of the space that would otherwise need to be folded into a peppercore shape. All right, and you can see we've just walked that whole bit down right through there. So smooth this out here. Okay, we'll hit the side now. This is going much quicker than I thought it would. And you're going to find that breaking your chest down build-wise like this in kind of stages is going to save you a lot of hassle in the long run. Because me looking at it, I tried to kind of tackle the entire thing all at once, and it took me 5 solid days to finally understand the way the chest was supposed to come together and to finally get a firm enough handle on it to know how I was supposed to go about it. But I sat here for hours at a time, just staring at pieces and staring at them, just willing them to tell me what I could not figure out. And it was a pain, but I finally came up with it, finally figured it out, which is how I was able to build my armor. So hopefully I am saving you guys some days of agony. All right, you can see here, just kind of push this little bit of foam out there, run that bead of glue right along that outer edge, pull this out, and we're going to tuck it in. So just tuck it right along there. There we go. Boom. And as we let that hold, go back through this here, smooth that glue in. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, last little bit here. Before we hit that middle that little, actually no, we're gonna go ahead and hit that little inside section here, hit the entire thing with glue. So go off this side here, you're gonna put the glue on. So kind of fold it in, hit that edge, just like that. Pull this out and stick the entire thing. Again, fold up a little ways like this here. Make sure it connects, smooth that in. Just like that. And then this here is going to fit the length of that piece here. So you want to go corner to corner first. Kind of stretch it and pull it where you want it to go. Sometimes the foam will fight you, so you've got to fight it right back and pull it into the shape that you want it to be. That is the beauty of EVA foam, is it has a little bit of flex, a little bit of give to it, which will allow you to do so. So you can see I'm kind of pulling out, push that corner in there, fold up just a little bit, let it make that contact, and smooth it in. Here we are, just like that. So now on the back side here, you can see this whole section down there needs to be glued. So we're going to do a little bit of glue here, pinch this in, a little bit of glue there, and pinch it in as well. So I'm just going to do just a tiny bit. Nothing crazy. Just going to kind of dot it in there. So I don't want to press it too extremely hard because it still has to be able to attach to the rest of the torso. So I want it to have a little bit of play in case it needs to move a little bit while we're attaching it. So just kind of gently press it in there. Kind of press right in the middle here and then right in the middle over here. And it should hold just fine. Because when we attach this will turn out slightly like that. Okay, nice. All right, same thing on this side. Little section here in the middle there first. And I love you guys' feedback. So if you would, please drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. If this was helpful for you, please smash that like button. If you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button. Really helps me out. I'm looking to hopefully be able to do this full time and make this channel my day job, as it were, so I can get you guys more awesome build videos. But I can't do it unless you guys are watching the videos. So please subscribe to the channel if you would. Please and thank you. All right, get this side down here. I know I mentioned it before, but smoothing the glue out like this kind of helps the entirety of it to dry quicker. Because the foam is porous, it kind of pushes it into the pores of the foam, again, making it dry quicker. So a little bit down here, a little bit inside here, and this piece will just about be done, apart from a couple little detail pieces. And I will show you how to do those here in just a second. So press in there, press in here in the middle, and hold. And with this 5-second glue, you typically, most times, you won't need more than 3 seconds. But we'll hold just as long as the bottle says to. It is nice when you're putting 2 cut pieces of foam flush together, they seal almost instantly because the pores inside the foam we've cut really just lock into each other. Okay, so there is the entirety of that shape. You can see it here, right there. That's the same exact thing right there. So you can kind of see, you can see the size difference. This is the standard scale that the piece is unfolded to. This is 10% smaller. So if you are a smaller person, I have a 42-inch chest. My wife does not. So think about scaling when you do this. We're gonna go ahead and put 2 little detail pieces, which would be the locks right here and right there. I've drawn them onto a 16-inch thick little foamy sheet here. You can find these in a big stack of like 40 of them at Walmart or Michael's or pretty much any other craft store you can find. You just need an X-Acto knife to cut these out. Real easy to work with. X-Acto knife goes right through it like a knife through hot butter. So cut these real quickly here. And again, we're going to attach these also with Loctite glue. Loctite works the best with foam, and on occasion, if you use too much of it, you'll see the foam smoke briefly because the glue makes a chemical bond. It kind of melts the edge of the foam into itself. So it bonds on a molecular level with what you're attaching it to if you're working with EVA foam or these little foamy sheets. So be aware of that. If it does smoke, make sure that you don't have it anywhere near your eyes because it will sting your eyes if that smoke gets up inside there. It won't blind you, but it'll sting for a second or so. The fumes from this are nothing to worry about, so you don't need to have a respirator while working with this, and you don't have to be in a crazy ventilated room. Just don't have your face directly over it when you're working so that you're not breathing in the scent of super glue. Unless you like the scent of super glue, then knock yourself out. Okay. So there we are. Start 2 little pieces. What I'll do typically if I'm going to put a little detail piece on, I'll set it on there first, kind of line it up where I want it to be, and then I'll just trace a couple of the sides real quickly so I know where I'm sticking it. Just real quick like that. That way I know it's going right there. Same thing on this side here. And I'm just centering these little lock sections here. And these are just added little detail pieces. It won't call it out. If you look for the foam file below, you won't see these little pieces called out inside there. These are just little pieces that I noticed when I looked at high-res photos or screenshots of the chief from the game. And I am in mind for detail, so I like to add as much as possible. So just kind of go around the entire border of it first, and then slash it through here. And because there's such a wide surface area, pretty much going to get one shot with this, so make sure that you're lining it up properly. Typically go one edge and then press it down. And boom. There we go. Like that. And a little bit right here. And it's moved it on us. There we go. Press it on in and hold. Smooth out the excess if it has popped out. I put a lot on this piece here. There we go. All right, and there it is. There is a small little like section there on the front there. So if you want to, the best way to do that is just an X-Acto knife. Just kind of draw it loosely where you want it, and then cut into it. Make sure the knife is really good and sharp. So to pull a couple little times back inside there. And then pull the other side. Give yourself like a little bit, more than a 1/16 of an inch. And what I do is I kind of dig the shape in first. And just so it won't have that really chattery look, I'll take the hot glue gun itself and I'll jam it down inside there. Get just a little bit of glue to come out, and then kind of work it back and forth inside that little slot you just cut. And that will help for that whole shape there to hold. Mine looks a little gnarly right now. So just use the iron portion to smooth out that glue that you put inside there. Again, you don't have to make that cut there. That's just something that I noticed inside the screenshots of the Chief from Halo 4. So I like to add, as I said, as much detail as possible. Something on there. Okay, well there you guys have it, or gals, there you have it. That is the front lower chest section of our torso build here. Next video, we're going to build this upper section right there, and then we're going to be attaching the front left pec, right left pec, and all this in the middle to this bottom piece here. So we're going to be building out this entire front chest in the next video, or within the next 2 videos, we'll be building it out. So, anyway, thank you guys again so much for checking out this build. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. My name is Angel Legend, aka Eric Rolon, aka Spartan117. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time.